Hey guys, so just coming to you really quickly today, I wanted to give you a new video and give you some tips for how to socialize and still stay on track with your diet. So I have a lot of clients who, obviously it's the silly season, it's Christmas time, they've got work parties and social events and things like that they really want to be part of and they really want to be going to and enjoying, because that's part of life, but they also don't want to lose all of their hard-earned work and their weight loss, and they also want to stay on track to continue to progress. So they don't want to be having this one social event and then spending the next 3 weeks chasing their tail trying to get that progress back. They want to stay on track and still socialize. So this is something that I do and have continued to do throughout the last few years while I've been, flexible dieting and maintaining my weight, and especially now as I've announced I'm on this little mini cut thing. I posted, by the way, this one on Instagram if you didn't see that photo, my little kind of update. But because I'm also on a bit of a cut at the moment with you guys, it's important for me too to make sure that I'm on track when I'm socializing. So I thought I'd bring you a video and give you all of my tips within a video so that you can write them all down and watch as often as you need to when you need to kind of come back to it when you've got an event coming up. So when going out and socializing, I feel like there's a couple of different scenarios and a couple of different ways to handle it. So the first, and I guess the ideal way to go out and socialize if you can, and the best way to stay on track with your diet, is to be able to guesstimate. So hopefully you know where you're going for dinner, hopefully you might know the restaurant, hopefully you might know what's being provided where you're going and what you might be eating, and then you can just guesstimate. So obviously we're not taking scales or anything like that to restaurants. That would just be the worst thing ever, and I do not encourage anyone to ever do that. I have actually seen on social media before where some of these fitness models take their scales out to dinner with them, and no, that's not happening. You've got to have this thing called a life, right? So don't be doing that, but you can guesstimate. So what I do is the day before, maybe download the menu for the place that you're going. So download the entire menu of the restaurant. Don't really like what's going on with my hair here. Yeah, download what's going on in the hair. Download the entire menu for the restaurant and actually choose what you might want to eat. So I actually do this anyway because I look forward to going out for dinner. It's not a regular occasion, and I kind of can't wait to see what I'm going to be able to get to eat this amazing food. So download the menu, choose what you're going to eat, and then guesstimate it. So let's say for some reason you're going to eat a hot dog. All right, let's just say, I don't know, not many restaurants will have hot dogs, would they? But let's just say I picked a hot dog, let's go with hot dog. So what you do in MyFitnessPal is you just break it down and guess what the food might be. So let's start with obviously a hot dog roll. Type in hot dog roll into MyFitnessPal or whatever way it is that you are tracking your diet, and then choose the most kind of generic average entry. So obviously you're going to have some entries that sound amazing because they're extremely low calorie, and some entries that are extremely high calorie. I'll go for a middle range entry. If anything, choose more the high calorie entry, because eating out you never know what is added and where they get their food actually from. So choose the high calorie or middle range option of a bread roll and pop that in. Then you're going to add a hot dog sausage, you're going to add tomato sauce, you're going to add cheese, maybe some onion, and then also add some butter or some oil. I always add some butter or oil while I'm eating out. No matter actually what the meal is, I always add some oil. I just normally chuck in 100 calories worth of, say, olive oil or something like that. Just purely because whenever you eat out, even if it's a grilled chicken breast salad, let's say it's something really, really clean and healthy supposedly, no doubt they use some oil while cooking, or the hot plates had some oil on it or something. So I just kind of as a safeguard, just sort of protect yourself when you're eating out, always add that chunk of extra calories on for fats and oils, just to sort of cover yourself and make sure that you have guesstimated it as closely as you can. Okay, so that is the scenario one, guesstimating your food. So pop in your food, then you can work the rest of your day around it. So most of the time the foods that you eat out are going to be high carbohydrate. They're not necessarily going to be high in protein. They're probably high in fats, but not kind of the good fats, and maybe even high in sugar as well. So the rest of your day is going to be high protein, low calorie foods. So think protein shakes, think smoothies, think maybe some natural protein bars, think nuts, think salad sticks, veggies, fruit, all those kinds of things, yogurt, and fill the rest of your diet with those foods so that you have plenty of calories left for that nighttime meal. There are a couple of different ways to look at your social occasion and to look at your diet on this day. At the end of the day, the most important thing is to hit your overall calories. So let's say you're unable to hit your macros at all. So proteins, fats, and carbs are just completely out the window. Fiber as well, who knows? At the end of the day, as long as you hit still your calorie target for that day, you'll be okay. So let's say you're aiming to eat 1800. If you still eat 1800 and it's full of 1800 worth of carbs, which it would be, but if it was, it would still be okay. And then you can pick up the next day and go back to your diet and hit all your macronutrients nicely and fill your body with nutritious food. But for that one day, you're not going to die if you don't hit your calories. I keep getting confused. If you don't eat your macros, it's fine. Just hit your calories. So number one goal, number one scenario is to hit your calories. No matter what the food is within there, it has to stay within your calories. So I always say to clients, you can go up to 40 calories over and up to 40 calories under, but just make sure you're as close as possible to that kind of consistent calorie mark. At the end of the day, our goal is to have consistency within our diet over the week and over the fortnight. So one day where your macros are a bit all over the place is going to be fine. That's the first kind of scenario, or the first way. So then we can look at it that we do still want to hit your macros. So this is like if you're like boss mode, macro queen, and you really want to still be as on track as possible, as well as having a social occasion. So this would kind of be, in most cases, this is what I would try and do, is still hit your protein. Your protein is probably the most important macronutrient to hit if you are someone who's quite active and maintaining your physique is quite important to you. Then protein is the first one to hit. Protein's also really good for your digestion, for your gut health. So don't think it's only for muscles. It's not only for muscles, but it is probably the most important one to hit. So protein, number one. Let's try and hit your protein. So your other meals are going to be high in protein, as I'm assuming when you're out, it's not going to be a high protein meal. Then your next important meal to hit is going to be your meal. I'm all over the place today. Next important macro is going to be fats. So as a female in particular, our fats are really, really important for hormones, for brain function, and all those kinds of things. So I would always make sure you still hit your fats. Going out for dinner means that hitting your fats is actually kind of easy because most things can be high in fats. But regardless, number one goal, protein. Second goal, fats. Fiber is the next important one as well. So fiber is going to be within your whole grain breads, within your vegetables, and within your fruit. So make sure you have high fiber content. High fiber is going to keep your gut health happy and your digestive system happy, and help you go to the toilet regularly as well, which is kind of good, especially when you're eating more of a high calorie meal out. Make sure you still have high fiber throughout the entire day. So our fiber goal, by the way, is to hit 25 grams of fiber a day. So that's something to note down as well. So once we've hit our protein, once we've hit our fats like a boss, once we've hit our fiber, you are just laughing. It does not actually matter where your carbohydrates sit, where your sugar sits. I mean, obviously we don't want our carbohydrates and sugar to be extremely high every single day, but high every now and then is fine. And for this day, the social occasion, we're going to expect it's going to be high. It's totally fine. Or if they're low. So actually I've added some intake into my diary today. Today is actually a social occasion for myself, and I actually am really, really low in carbohydrates because in order to fit in the meal that I wanted to fit in, which I'll fill you in a minute, I wasn't able to have many carbohydrates for the rest of my day, so I'm really low in carbs, and that is quite fine as well for a random day. As long as your calories are hit, your protein, your fats are there, and your fibers hit, you're all good. So that's number one scenario, if you're able to guesstimate your meal. So second situation when going out and socializing might be that you just do not know what you're going to eat. So this makes it a lot harder. It could be where you're going to a surprise dinner, so no one's telling you where you're eating. Maybe you're going to a friend's house for dinner and you don't know what they're going to cook and you feel a bit rude to ask. So there are quite a few situations where, like maybe a wedding. So a wedding, obviously, no one knows until you get there, and you know it's going to be quite high calorie. So with these situations that you really don't know what you're going to eat, the best thing that you can do is to save calories for it. So it's hard to guess. Let's say a dinner, a dessert, and 1 glass of alcohol is probably going to be, I mean, it could be quite high, but let's say 1,200 calories, 1,500 calories maybe. So what you need to do is save those calories aside for that meal. So the rest of your day, let's say you're on 1,800 calories, I would save 1,200 for that meal. So that means you have 600 left for the rest of the day, which is not a lot. It just means you're going to have to eat quite low calorie foods, quite high protein foods, and a lot of, I guess, vegetable sticks, fruits and things like that to get you through until that main meal or that sort of social occasion, so that you can have plenty of calories left for that social occasion. During the social occasion as well, don't be completely silly. So order yourself a main meal, have a dessert if you want to, if you're going to drink alcohol as well. On alcohol, I personally don't drink a lot of alcohol because I just prefer to eat chocolate instead. Like, I'd rather have my calories saved for a dessert than for alcohol, because alcohol to me doesn't give me as much enjoyment as the chocolate or dessert would, only being honest. But when I do drink alcohol as well, one tip is that I always water it down. So I'm often a white wine drinker. I'll have a glass of white wine that's watered down half with soda water. So it's actually only half a glass of wine per glass, which means you have twice the amount of drinking room, because you can have, 4 drinks is only 2 glasses of alcohol rather than 4 glasses of alcohol. So good in a party situation if you still want to sort of socialise but not sort of end up where you're, six beers deep, is to kind of water down your drinks. Alcohol too has no nutritional value, so absolutely no benefit to us at all, except the fact that it makes you feel relaxed and want to dance. It has no nutritional value. So this is the kind of food that you definitely have to add in and then increase all of your macros everywhere else, because you're getting no benefit from drinking this wine. So on the wine topic, I said I never drink, and I really don't. But today is actually my wedding anniversary, so it's not a big deal. It's 4 years married, and we're not doing like any presents or anything like that, but we are going out for dinner on the weekend. So for the weekend event, I will guesstimate and self-track that way. Today, I felt like I might have a glass of wine with dinner tonight, because that would be a nice thing to do. So I have self-tracked and added in my glasses of wine tonight, and then the rest of my day is quite low carbohydrate to fit in the wine, as that's kind of like an empty, no value kind of macronutrient. There's always sacrifices when you're going to eat out. And when you're dieting in general, you always make a few little compromises here and there. So I've gone for a salad for lunch instead of a wrap, and I've gone for a smoothie for a snack instead of, a protein bar or something like that, just to reduce the calories, and that way I'm still able to have wine tonight. So I'll make sure I Snapchat my wine, because it's kind of exciting, but I'm able to have wine and still hit my calories, still stay on track, still wake up probably leaner tomorrow and feeling even better, and still, completely satisfied with achieving my goals and having a laugh at the same time. So it's a perfect balance. Flexible dieting and my PowerFit philosophy and PowerFit way of dieting is honestly the best thing ever. That's why I'm so busy. We've only been doing this nutrition for like 4 months, and I'm just flooded with clients. I've had to even put a stop on my clients and a pre-sale for January, and things have just gone nuts. But it just is because, honestly, I'm onto such a good thing. You can have a life, you can have balance, you can feel fit, healthy and lean and lose body fat and still enjoy life. That's what it's all about, enjoying life. You've only got one life, live it. So as per usual, Chase is gate crashing my video. I've heard him just start to wake up now. So that's all I'm going to bring to you guys today. It's a very short version of what you can do when you're socializing. I hope that helps. To recap, the most important thing is to hit your calories and not go over. Next important thing is to hit your fats and protein. 2 different scenarios when eating out. First is to guesstimate ahead of time. Second is to save calories. Good luck, enjoy the Christmas silly season. Contact me if you have any questions at all. My PowerFit clients can pay for a social occasion amendment, which is a brand new meal plan for that one particular day, and I'll actually calculate all of this for you. Otherwise, get into MyFitnessPal and get good at using it, because I'm going to train you all to be self-tracking freaking queens, and I'm proud to be the one to guide you throughout this journey. So have a good Thursday, everyone, and pop your comments on Instagram or send me a message, because I love hearing from you after recording videos. But I feel like it would just be rude not to include little Chase. Oh, say hello. So I just woke up, guys. I'm a bit sad. Also, just a really quick update. I told you guys that I would update you on my own progress. So the last video I recorded, I was just in my period week. Sorry to say it again, but I was just in my period week, and my weight had increased. It's now gone back down. So my starting point was 62.4 kilos when getting back from Hawaii. I got down to 59.9, which is insane. So light. After I initially started staying really consistent again, now it's back down to around 61.2, 61.3. I'm really not concerned about my weight though. My photos show all, so check out my Instagram post today. I put up a transformation photo just of the last sort of 3 weeks. So it's very slight changes, but I can definitely see actually quite a big difference, even though there are slight changes, because there's not a lot to lose, is there, mate? We don't have a lot to lose. Little bubba. So yeah, I can see slight changes, so check it out. and I will continue to stay on my roll, won't we? We'll keep killing it. I didn't actually give you my macro breakdown last time either. I only gave you my calories. So I'm eating 1850 calories, and my macros, I've increased my fats. My fats are actually at 30%. My carbs are at 40%, and my protein's at 30%. So nice high fats, which is good for hormones. Hey, Bubba. Good for hormones. All right, guys, I'll catch you later. Say bye.